just like that, it's time for our weekly roundup of all the things Lady ain't gonna do this week. Number 1, racist-ass LA City Council members set back Black-Brown unity by 50 years. Okay, y'all, honestly, I didn't even want to talk about this, but I figured it was an important lesson in what it takes to move forward together. This week, we learned through leaked audio that 3 Los Angeles City Council members thought they was white and went on a racist rant about a fellow white council member's Black child. Oh yeah, you heard me correctly. These people spent their precious God-given time dragging a Black child. Now, I ain't even gonna get into all the conversation because it was fucking dumb. But needless to say, it was inappropriate as fuck. And so much so that I am willing to bet that this was not the first time that these motherfuckers was talking this shit behind closed doors. And I also would be willing to bet that that's why these clowns got recorded. Because somebody could not believe they motherfucking ears. Now wait though, it was the president of the city council and 2 other motherfuckers. Let me name names so that you understand what we're working with. Okay, so it was the president, whose name is Nuri Martinez, and the 2 other members, Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo, alongside the motherfucking president of the Los Angeles County Labor Federation, Ron Herrera. Okay. So the Labor Fed president and the city council president had the good sense to resign because they ain't want that smoke, which is fucking interesting since they talked so much shit behind closed doors, but they wasn't willing to say that shit with their chest when them doors opened. Okay. Usually the fucking case. But the other 2 mediocre ass dudes is holding on to their seats and refuse to resign. Talking about, it's time to heal and move forward. Of course, Los Angeles don't play that shit. And Black and brown people from all over the damn city is camped out in front of their homes and shut down their fucking meetings. Because why would y'all think it was finna be business as usual? De Leon and Cedillo have since been stripped of their committee posts. And the good sister Jasmine, who was on our show a while ago, is working within the Democratic Party infrastructure there to make sure that they don't get a dime of your damn dollars to run for office again. I'm with that shit. But man, when I tell you how deeply damaging this shit is, I can't actually express it enough. I spent hella years building multiracial organizations, and the truth of the matter is, this is shit we would have to deal with. All of our communities have deep issues stemming from colonization and white supremacy. But look, to my Latinx family, I promise, I swear to you, y'all ain't never finna be like the damn Irish and assimilated into whiteness in this here country. I literally fucking promise you it ain't gonna happen. These conversations we bore witness to are literally conversations that are happening right now in people's homes and workplaces every fucking day. We don't hear about that shit on the news. Now, I personally am mad as fuck about this shit because me, voted for De Leon in his race against Dianne Feinstein because she gotta go too. And the betrayal I feel is palpable. My G, you tried to exploit an identity for the purposes of gaining power, and then you were absolutely fine to exclude people from that power that niggas like me was finna help you get. Now, this is the irony of this whole shit. Y'all talking like Latinos can become a political force to be reckoned with without Black people, and that's where white supremacy got you fucked up. Now, our whole ass futures are tied in with one another, and y'all gonna catch this word or you finna perish. That's a bet. Now, I do not care if one or a few of y'all join racist white organizations. If you don't think these motherfuckers won't turn the gun on your ass, you are sadly mistaken. Anywho, I don't want to spend any more time on this because it makes me sad and mad and sick, to be honest. And yes, I do. I want to shout out and congratulate all the people who stood the fuck up and said, hail to the nah blood. But also, let's not pat ourselves on the back too fucking much. It's fucking 2022. Niggas is being attacked at the border, kidnapped and shipped off to other states as the fascist governors begin their own programs of ethnic cleansing. And you dumb motherfuckers is out here talking about somebody's Black child? Like your motherfucking children is safe? Bro, honestly and truly, this is why we cannot the fuck have nice things. So let me say this with my motherfucking chest. To those 3 bitch ass city council people, no more power for you. To that bitch ass Labor president, fuck you. How dare y'all? And no, I am not dumb enough to believe that all Latinos feel this way, and you should not be either. However, get clear that anti-Blackness is every motherfucking where, even amongst our allies, and that is why we can't keep doing shallow-ass, multiracial unity building work, because this is what you get when you do that shit. Do the shit right. All right. Other things we ain't gonna do this week, well, friends don't let friends Kanye. I also did not want to talk about this clown shit this week, but since the world is disintegrating, unfortunately, these days, we don't get to pick the news. So, y'all know Kanye is the Black community's Britney Spears. I have said this before, but basically, we have been watching old boy have a very public and prolonged meltdown since his mama died, okay? He went from George Bush don't care about Black people to wearing MAGA hats and hanging out with musty-ass Candace Owens talking about being a free thinker and shit, okay? Selling you niggas ugly shoes and clothes in trash bags. And because we don't make sense as a fucking society on so many levels, we've been letting that shit slide because we have allowed for Black politics to be dumbed the fuck down because a lot of niggas ain't got the range and we don't encourage people to have the range anymore. And what I mean by that is we allow for who the fuck ever to say what the fuck ever and call it interesting and doing our own research. That shit is on us. Now, anywho, last week it was White Lives Matter. And now this week it's Kanye buying the basically failed social media site for conservatives called Parler. Now we know why Candace has been hanging so tough with Kanye. She is literally such a fucking piece of shit who hates Black people even more than Kanye that she doesn't give a fuck about taking advantage of this brother and his damn issues to make sure her family gets enriched. Oh yeah, her fucking husband owns that failed ass experiment. I'm just the messenger. I cannot make this shit up. So at this point, I just feel like the shit should be clear. These people are straight up opportunists with no fucking agenda but to sow and create chaos. No, not every Black person is a radical or a leftist or a progressive even. And yes, of course, that should be fine. But this shit is not okay. Kanye is not okay. But if you do insist on taking this nigga seriously, I'm going to insist that you also just come out of the closet already as a Trumpist. Okay? Just let me know what we working with here. There are some foul things in the world, but not much is worse than taking advantage of someone when they ain't at their best. And this hoe is doing just that, and she ain't shit for it. I hope Donda haunts that hoe until the day she dies and goes to hell wherever and whatever that is. And that is that on that. Let's get into what we want more of this week, though. Number 1, sex strike if you don't vote is giving me all the right vibes. Thank you, Trina, for putting it on us for real. With the blackest version of a sex strike we have seen this generation. This is old news, but it deserves a spot on the Lady Loves list. Trina and Saucy Santana released a Get Out the Vote video recently in partnership with the dating app Black called No Voting, No Vucking. That's right. Which basically says, I ain't fucking with you if you don't vote. Now, here's what I love about this, besides the video itself, which is fire and you should watch it. They used their platform wisely. They did research. They are the largest dating app for Black singles in America. And while 80% of their users reported being registered to vote, only 50% reported knowing the date of the upcoming midterm elections. So, the app didn't stop at releasing a catchy video. They made it so that you can match with other singles based on the policy issues you care about. And added an election center to increase Black engagement by getting all the news you can use about how to get to the polls and how to get your vote on. We are 30 days out, less than that, from the midterm elections. And this here is right on time. So go check it out for yourselves and do not, I repeat, do not forget to vote. Lady is finna go vote this week because we can early vote over here in Georgia. Now, speaking of the GA, this week was all up in the mix with debates, and more debates. Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock squared off earlier in the week, vying for the Georgia U.S. Senate seat. And Stacey Abrams squared off with Brian Kemp and the Libertarian candidate Shane Hazel for the Georgia governor's seat. And look, y'all, okay, so the debates are important to watch in some ways because they help you understand the top lines of what the candidates stand for. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought the Republican candidates would be more clearly not about that life. And I'm finna tell you right now, they're a threat. Even Herschel Walker hit on some shit that I thought was strategic. I don't know, child. There's smoke coming out of my ears. We are most definitely going to have a runoff in the Georgia Senate race, and that is absolutely concerning to me. Also, even though we've been waiting on this rematch between Abrams and Kemp for the better part of the last 4 years, when corrupt Kemp refused to recuse himself as the man who oversaw the voting rules when he was also running to get elected, that shit was closer than I wanted it to be too, if I'm being 100% honest. I mean, literally, Kemp tried to take credit for increased Black voter turnout in Georgia. Look, I say this all with love and in love. Get off your ass and go vote. Seriously. I've heard all the grumbles about Stacey, and let me say something to you, and let me say it with my chest. We either gonna get Kemp or we finna get Abrams. Those are the choices, and you not voting out of protest ain't gonna do shit for nobody, I promise you. I've been hearing some Black men grumble about Stacey, and let me say this. If you think Kemp finna ride for your Black ass, you got a whole other thing coming to you. You teach people how to engage with you by engaging them. Y'all want to jump to withholding shit right away, and I'm telling you, that's not a strategy that works anywhere. You want to court Trump light on some chess, not checkers shit? That's on you. But you better the fuck believe you gonna have to answer for that when he does exactly what he's doing for you now. Not a damn thing. He had 4 entire ass years to court you, boo. He's basic as fuck. Now, don't you go being basic by entertaining him for no other reason than to stroke your own ego that somebody in power is talking to you. Cha. Anywho, please vote. You send a decisive message to him by voting him the fuck out, not by allowing the status quo to continue. Oh, Jesus.